With over 25 years in the event business, I've met some incredible individuals, been part of many life-changing moments, and come across some really crazy situations. In our Wild Stories podcast, we chat with professional athletes, amateur athletes, staff, volunteers, coaches, top media professionals, celebrities that have raced, inspirational individuals, and more. Today, we have the pleasure of chatting with Allie Rush, owner of 15C Wine Shop, Shift Studio, and Advanced Sommelier, along with Pepper Daniels, DJ on AGM Radio Group, and Wildflower announcer for 8 years. Listen along as Allie shares some great memories of her days in Beach City while at Cal Poly. Her and Pepper go in depth on how there has been so much growth and change in Paso Robles wine country, but in a wonderful way. Paso is known as open, friendly, and accepting. When asked what makes the tasting experience different here, she describes most tasting room staff as gracious and excited to teach about the environment for growing grapes. They are just so happy to have you learn about what you like about wine. She feels that wine has a story, it has a life, it's alive and it changes over time. She talks about how the most important takeaway from any tasting should be to know what you like about the wine. You should see where the grapes are raised, visit the Central Coast to enjoy the land in which the grapes are grown. Pepper talks about what he loves most about the diversity in which we blend our grapes on the Central Coast. Away from the rules, just here, where we make good wine and the winemakers personally love and drink and share. It's a pioneer spirit that's known for the Central Coast. Ever wondered why wine tastes different and how the experience in which you're having the wine changes the taste of wine? They talk about that in here. The two of them in their conversation sharing about their fond relationship with Firestone Brewing, the lion and the bear and the great family legacy. They're both so happy that the Firestone brand has stayed a family business, and they talk about the passion of the brewmasters there and their friendships with them. Most of all, they're talking about community. The community with one another, the community with Wildflower, the wine community, the beer community, the Central Coast community. And that's what I'm so happy to bring you today in this podcast on our Wild Stories.
All right, well, here we are.
It's
Pepper Daniels and Allie Rush, and we are at Wildflower, which, for the last 7 years, we haven't been able to say that.
2025.
But here we are. A little background about what we're going to talk about today. I am one of the announcers here at Wildflower, doing my 8th year of announcing over the years, and longtime friend and business partner in so many different ways. Collaborations, more of a collaborator than a business partner. That sounds like official. Allie is with us, and they wanted us to come chat about something. We thought, well, what about our history? Because we've been here, like I said, this is my 8th year announcing. Allie, your history goes back even farther than before you were a vendor. We're going to talk about you being a vendor in a minute, but talk about you being a Cal Poly Mustang out here during your glory days of college.
When I drove in on Thursday, I literally started crying because it was so nostalgic, because I have been coming to volunteering, participating in, and now as a vendor Wildflower since my freshman year at Cal Poly in 1999. Like, yes. I'm getting teary-eyed talking about it. The women's water polo team was asked to come up and lifeguard. And Wildflower is the best festival I have ever been to because they take care of absolutely everybody. And I just want to say, 7 years this festival hasn't happened. Every single person from the past is back. Mm-hmm, it's like a reunion.
It is.
You're looking at people that you haven't seen in 7 years and you're like, oh my God, give me a hug, bring it in. And they take care of the Cal Poly volunteers. The Cal Poly volunteers down at Beach City, it really was like a Woodstock. It was a sea of tents. Good luck finding your tent at the end of the night when you stumbled back to it. And so I did Wildflower as a volunteer for 4 years with the Cal Poly Women's Water Polo team, and that's how it started. we would come down to the lake, spend the weekend, camp out, and in the early morning, the sirens would go off.
Mm-hmm. No sirens today, by the way.
Yeah, no
Thank you, Colleen.
I did
Thank you.
put earplugs in because I was expecting
We didn't need them. We didn't need them today. I was waiting for it to happen, but it
my
never did.
goodness.
It never
And
did.
Laura Riddle, who's back again, which is just another crazy thing. She used to be on the bullhorn going through Beach City screaming at all of us, and we're like barely alive, crawling out of our tents, having to grab surfboards, walk down the lakefront, and paddle out, and bob around with all of these amazing swimmers, athletes, just keeping an eye on everybody. But yeah, Laura, going back to Laura, the other thing that was so nostalgic is my son last year that we were here was little, and there were all these little Wildflower children who really were Wildflower children. I remember looking around going, "Where's Shay?" Someone would be like, "Oh, he went with a bunch of kids down to the lake. I don't know, they're around here somewhere." And now everyone's kids are helping run this race.
Yes. They've all got badges.
They do.
They're all in charge, yes.
It's amazing. So anyway, sorry, I'm dragging on, but as soon as I graduated Cal Poly, I actually started participating in the race. And I started out doing the mountain bike course, which is just a blast. And I graduated to doing the Olympic course. And then there were a few times when I even did the relay for the long course and would swim the long course leg on Saturday and then do the Olympic course on Sunday.
Double dip.
Double dip. And it's just one of the most amazing communities and courses and people. And then I opened 15C.
Yes. And it was about that time we met, fairly close to that time. It was 2009 when we started one of my radio stations. We have radio stations in San Luis Obispo, and I program a few of them. And one of them that we created was called The Crush. It still is The Crush, 92.5, Crush with a K. The tagline is The Perfect Blend. And when we came up with the concept for the station, I immediately realized that the people that were going to be participating on the radio station maybe didn't know enough about wine, and if we were going to have any credibility, we were going to have to figure this out. And so what happened was we got a hold of Allie, and there were 4 main players on the station. 2 of us took your wine university class at your wine bar. I always tell people, you taught me everything I know about wine, which is pretty true. And
Thank you.
The other 2, we purposely didn't let them learn about wine. We wanted them to learn on the job.
Yes.
And that would be the content for the
dorks.
show, the cork dorks. Right?
Name.
So we got these 2 guys that would go around to wineries. But Allie, you taught me a tremendous amount of wine, basics, the 101. I mean, we didn't mention him, but you're a master sommelier. And it was about the same time, 2009, where I connected with people here at TriCal and the Wildflower folks, and they wanted me to get the radio stations involved, bring the radio stations out. And I even did Scott Tinley's Adventures at Lopez Lake.
We did that together. Remember that?
In 2009. Yep. Because I was at a point in my life, I was looking for exercise ideas. I was looking for solutions. I was looking for things. And the thing about training for tri, which sounds nuts to average people until you get into it.
It's a lot of
One
time.
day you swim, one day you ride, one day you run, and you don't really get bored with it like a lot of exercise loving. You know, you're not in a gym just doing the same thing all the time. You're out in nature and whatever. So I was like, oh, this is fun. And I did the sprint.
Yep.
And I said, okay, well, we'll go to Wildflower and do the sprint. And they were like, well, the sprint is a mountain bike. And I was like, I just learned how to ride on the road, and I am not going to be.
And it is not an easy mountain bike.
Not an easy mountain bike. I'm like, I am not. So I guess I'll just have to do the Olympic. So I just was like, it's the same thing, just longer,
Yeah.
right?
And on the road.
Which is true. It's true. Certainly not easier.
No.
But it was at that time, too, talking with Colleen, the organizer and founder, the boss lady here.
Boss lady.
I was like, we got to get the Crush involved. We got to get wine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're doing a Central Coast Festival here. We've got everything. We need to show off wine country, and we know the girl that can do it. And
All the people come from out of the area. There's a lot of local people, but we're in the middle of wine country. I mean, you ride through vineyards on the
ride.
courses.
Yeah. And so that's how we then got connected to bring in the wine bar. So then we had the wine bar for all those years.
Yeah, and I've known Colleen for as long as the race. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it started out small and got bigger and bigger and bigger, and now we're a rebuilding year. But yeah, the whole, I think adding the wine aspect and beer aspect and the local music and the radio really just makes people that come here. I mean, obviously I'm serving alcohol at the bar, so most of people that I talk to are in a pretty happy mood.
Yeah.
But they just, everyone's just in a great mood. They're happy to be here. It's beautiful. The weather, the animal. There's literally a deer standing right behind you.
Is there really now?
Right behind that
no.
truck. It just
Again.
hanging out, standing right there in the middle of everything. There was a woodpecker that couldn't figure out that the window wasn't a tree.
The other night,
The other night.
It was on people's cars
Yeah.
and on their RVs. Yes.
I mean, we just invaded something that's pretty much been untouched for like the past 7 years.
Right.
But people are just so happy, and they're asking about the wine. What is this? Where are the grapes from? Like, so what do you recommend? Where should we go wine tasting on our way home on Sunday?
Yeah, but talk about that a little bit. For people listening outside the area that might be coming to this area, the growth and the change of Paso wine country it's been astronomical, but I don't think yet out of control. It's still such a cool spot. And people are coming more and more than ever.
I mean, Paso has always been known as like the, like the stepchild of Napa or whatever. But I wouldn't describe it as that. I would describe it as we're just so much more open and friendly and accepting. And like you said, I mean, the Cork Dorks are a perfect example of that. It's okay if you don't know about wine. You don't have to be a sommelier. You don't have to be even savvy about wine. You can go wine tasting at many of our local wineries, and they are so gracious and willing to teach you and happy to teach you and excited, not just to show you their product, but to say, hey, welcome to the Central Coast. This is wine that we grow these grapes, we make this wine. In fact, our grapes are so amazing. This environment for growing grapes is so incredible that all these other regions, I mean, we ship almost half of our production of grapes, what we grow here, to other regions still to make wine.
After all these years.
Not just Napa. I mean, we're sending grapes. I know people are sending grapes to Texas and other states to make wine. And it kind of takes away the snobbery of it all, I guess. And I think that's one thing that the wine industry really needs to get back to in general, is that, wine is made from fruit. It's a natural product. Most of the producers that, we sell and promote, and our partners, our friends that we've known forever, farming very sustainably, organically. I mean, it's really, wine is healthy, and I know that's been the wine tagline forever. But we're at a triathlon. We're at a athletic event.
Yes.
And people that are racing tomorrow are coming up and drinking glasses of wine and beer, for that matter, which we're pouring Firestone, which of course we love our Firestone
which we'll
partners.
get to in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 15C, when I started 15 Degrees C Wine Shop and Bar in Templeton almost 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is now located in San Luis Obispo. I focused on, bringing a variety of wines to a local wine region so that people could learn more about wine and understand more about wine and appreciate why our wine from the Central Coast tastes different from the wines from Napa or from the wines from France or Spain or Italy or whatever like that, which just helps people understand wine more and enjoy wine more as their beverage of choice.
Yeah, one of the main things early in my education with you, I remember prior to meeting you, people would give me wine. I'm the DJ on the country station. The wine station hadn't been created yet. And in our area, it is small town, it's ranches, it's rural. It's farming, and they're farming grapes, but they're cowboys that farm grapes.
Yeah.
And so they listen to country music.
Yes.
And they would, and 15 to 20 years ago, it was mostly Zinfandel, but I didn't know that at the time. And I would always be polite, but I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
And when I took your class, I remember the first time I tasted a Pinot Noir. I was like, wait a minute, wine can taste like this?
Yes.
Is this also wine? Because this tastes nothing like what these cowboys have been giving me. And that's no disrespect to Zen.
No.
Because I've learned how to now drink Zen. I know what kind I like. I know the style. I know the alcohol levels and all of the intricacies of it. But back then I was like, wait a minute. And it just opened up a whole nother world. And then you have the ability to set up a bunch of our wines and then say, these are inspired by this region of France or this region of Spain or this region of Italy. So the other thing I love about Paso wine, the approachability you mentioned, the diversity. We literally grow everything.
Yes.
We literally blend everything.
Yes.
And we literally don't care about any of your rules about what you should or shouldn't do. If we're going to try it, and if it works, you're going to love it.
Yep.
If we're not, we'll just throw it out and we'll try something else.
And we might have discovered something new and even better.
Right. It's the pioneer spirit because Paso Robles has got the pioneer vibe going. They're pioneer days. Everything's got the pioneer theme. The wine country adopted that.
Yeah, and to your point exactly, wine is the only beverage that does that for you. It's all from grapes. It's all wine. But different varietals from different regions can taste like a completely different beverage. And that's why wine to me is such a big part of my life and become my career, is because depending on who you're with, where you're at, definitely what you're eating.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it enhances, it changes, it's all part of the experience. Funny, we're at the Wildflower experience. I love that they use that word to describe the wildflower. It's not just a triathlon or a festival, it's an experience. It really is. And wine to me is an experience because the same bottle of wine is going to taste different under the oak trees here at this beautiful wine festival with me telling you where the grapes are from and what it's like, and maybe go pair it with, this food truck or whatever.
Right.
Than it is, when you take a bottle and share it with your significant other or friend when you go home and you tell them about your story. Wine has a story. It's not just a beverage. It's not just here's a cocktail. Great, it's just a cocktail. Wine has a story and it has a, what am I saying? Where it's from, it has a life. It has a longevity to it. It's like beautiful.
It's alive.
Yeah.
It's alive as well, and
Yes.
it changes over time, whether you drink it or not. If it's sitting in that bottle, it's changing, it's growing, it's life, it's happening, and that's a beautiful thing about it.
Yep.
Also, by the way, you mentioned natural, healthy, natural. Don't drink wine if there's ingredients listed on the bottle. just a random tip. I'm just throwing it out there because I don't think people understand that point.
Yeah.
In that, if you put stuff in it, then it's not really wine. The wine will do it.
Yeah.
The job itself.
And you can have a lot of the big conventional farmers. I'm not going to name any names, but the FDA allows up to 250 ingredients in wine besides grapes.
Oh, wow.
And alcohol in general is the only consumable product that the FDA does not require ingredients to be put on the label. So you could be drinking a bottle of red wine that has coloring, flavoring, chemicals, all kinds of crazy
All
stuff
kinds of
in
things.
it.
Yeah. All kinds of
So
things.
it is very good to know. I mean, there is so much wine out there. Do your due diligence. Come to the Central Coast, go to the tasting rooms. They'll tell you what's in it. You'll drive through the vineyard. You'll see where they're grown, where the grapes are raised. I mean, it's very different than just going to the grocery store and buying some name brand million case bottle of wine.
She's Allie Rush, and it's 15 Degrees C wine bar in San Luis Obispo now, and here at Wildflower for all these years. And I think a few years, about the same time you came on with the wine, I think we got Firestone rolling in the festival here, because that's another company and another aspect of life on the Central Coast that you just can't do things without.
Absolutely.
I mean, they are the best. I tell people this all the time. I'm a paid spokesman for Firestone, proudly. I'm majorly opinionated, but I'm also not wrong, in my opinion.
Yep.
I'm a massive fan and have been for a long time. We work with them, collaborate with them on the radio stations in a variety of different ways. And in the time that I've been on the Central Coast, which has been 22 years now, and you've seen this as a lifelong resident, the way that company has grown and made these huge leaps and bounds to where they've always been a great craft beer house. Now they're not a secret anymore. Now they're nationwide. I was talking to somebody. I was trying to explain to somebody. I felt like I needed to explain to somebody from Orange County earlier what Cali Squeeze was, and he goes, "Oh no, we get this.
Yeah.
We get this." I forgot everybody gets
Absolutely.
Firestone especially in California, but all across the country too. But they are great partners. And they brought a bunch of beers for us.
Yeah,
this year.
and it still feels to me, Firestone, I mean, you and I both know Matt Brynelson, brewmaster, personally.
Yep, very well.
And even now that he's, famous and part of Firestone, it's still like you can still call him up or text him or whatever. And
Yep.
you may be in Belgium doing a hops seminar
or you'll see him
something.
at a concert. You see him at a
Oh
concert.
yeah, you'll see him at that's we met even before that.
Yeah.
When he was dating Allie, the other Allie.
Yes.
His wife, current wife now. Only wife. Sorry, that sounded weird. His wife, Allie.
His only wife, yes.
His only wife.
The only one he's had. And he still has her.
And he still has her. But it does feel like it just feels like a small family-owned business.
It still does. You will see, just like I was going to make this point about the wineries too, because I wanted to do a plug for Paso wine in general. We're talking, 230, 40
closer to 300 now
in the Paso region. 23,000 acres is some number. It's stuck in my head for some reason. It's give or take 1,000. Yeah. It's still a lot.
It's a lot.
And again, approachable. You will go into tasting rooms. You will see winemakers kind of hanging out, just kicking it. They're around. They're available.
Absolutely.
And the same thing can happen if you go to Firestone. You might go to Firestone, and you might see David Walker walk by with his flowing mane, his beautiful hair.
Beautiful hair.
Which
Matt does not have.
Which Matt
but
does
we
not
love you,
have.
Matt.
No, Matt's the wizard, right? They have nicknames.
Yes.
Matt's the wizard. David is the lion, right? And Adam was the bear,
Yep.
right? Adam was Firestone and David Walker.
Yep.
And David is a British fellow, and the British imagery that comes in on the Union
crest,
Jack beer and the DBA, which is an English style beer, their double barrel ale, which is still one of the all-time greatest beers, period.
Yeah.
It's got that English flavor to it, and he's the lion.
Yes.
If you see the logo, you see the lion and you see the bear, and David is the lion. And I always tease him because it's his flowing locks, beautiful hair. And Adam was the Marine, so he's the bear. And there's other Firestone guys, Nick in the family now, running more things, and you'll run into these people. It's still small town, still small town brewery, and they're still majorly supporters of local stuff. They as big as they've gotten, and as much as their distribution has gotten across the country, they could forget the local company, just shut the doors, and just send the beer all over the world and make a mint, or they could take the community seriously, and they do. And that's why they're here at events like this.
The fair, the California Mid-State
Fair. They're major players in. Their beer festival's coming up. It's at either the end of May or the first
Saturday
week.
in May.
Yeah,
May
or
31st, I think.
Or this year, or it's that first weekend of June. It's always near my birthday, and I always joke that it's my personal birthday party. I mean, who could have a better birthday party than the Firestone Walker Invitational Beer Fest? But all the money that they raise at that beer fest, which is an event that sells out instantly, several thousand people, they bring in the brewers from all over the world, themselves on their dime. These are our friends. We want to bring them right here to Paso Robles, and you'll taste wines from New Zealand, Italy, Australia, Japan. They just fly them in all over the place, and all of the proceeds for that, all that money goes to the Pioneer Days, the Paso Robles Pioneers Day Committee, which does the parades and the community events and the community festivities and stuff. So we can't say enough about Firestone Walker Brewing Company, and here at Wildflower you can taste 5, 6, 7 different beers.
Yeah, we're pouring a bunch of them, and that's exactly what the Central Coast embodies. Wineries, the radio, the festivals, the brewery, we all come together, and it's all of us all the time, promoting one another and helping one another, and hey, do you need that? Like, that's what I love. You can call up, like this festival, we haven't had it in 7 years. We call up Firestone, and we're like, hey, do you guys want to? It's not
back.
As much attendance, but it's back. This is an iconic festival. Cal Poly's involved. Everybody's here. We got local bands on stage. Can you be a sponsor? And I mean, that wasn't even a
Yeah, of course. They're like, "What? Don't even ask anybody else."
Yeah. What do you need? What do you need? When and where?
And we said that when we first started talking about bringing this back. I was like, "You got to have Firestone.
Yep.
You just got to.
Yep.
If you're doing an event on the Central Coast, you got to have it. It's just like you said. Everything else that makes us, the local community what it is, you got to have it.
Yep.
You got to have it. Yeah, and I tell you, this has been a great refounding of Wildflower in a sense. It's like rebuilding a house.
Yep.
And the challenge is we're starting with the foundation of that. The house is already
Yeah.
built, but we've got to rebuild the foundation.
Yep.
So it's been an enormous undertaking for Colleen and the team
They have done such a good job.
to lift the house and get the foundation back.
Yeah.
This year, I think they've accomplished that. Next year, they'll bring in more big sponsors. The word will get out. They'll have another entire year of social media to get out. She told me that the same amount of clubs are here
cool.
that were here 7
Wow.
years ago. About 60 clubs all over
my gosh.
all over the West Coast and wherever. But the clubs are a little bit smaller now than they used to be. You know, this festival took a couple of hits. Took a drought hit. Took a pandemic hit. And we got back up.
Yep.
We got back up. I was doing an interview on stage last night with an elite athlete. We have these ridiculous athletes that come here, and they were talking about doing the Ironman,
Yep.
and they did it 6 times. But then the 7th time, he won the Ironman.
Oh my god.
So what are you going to do when you're down 6 times? You get up a 7th time. And that's what we've done. That's what we've done
Yes,
here at
I love that.
Yeah, we've done it. It was knocked down, but
Yeah.
we're building it back up. And so if you're catching this in a podcast form or whatever content this gets to you or reaches you, think about coming. Think about racing. Short races, trail runs. They're not all triathlons. There's 5Ks, 10Ks. There's all kinds of different things. And in fact, just come and watch the race and enjoy the festival and camp.
Yeah, the music's great, the people are great, the food is great. I mean, there's something for everybody here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I think we covered it, girl.
Me too.
I think we did. Alley Rush, 15 Degrees C Wine Bar in San Luis Obispo, California, on all the socials, right?
Yep.
Again, my name is Pepper Daniels. My radio stations are 98.1 K-Jug, The Crush 92.5. We have several other stations in San Luis Obispo. We're the radio group in San Luis Obispo. And you might find us out here, emceeing and doing our thing, or at the beer fest or wherever. But we got to thank the Wildflower folks for having us.
Thank you very much.
It's been a blast.
Thank you, Pepper.
Cheers.
Cheers.